Hello and welcome to this session. Today, I would like to show you the ARIS Process Mining Solution Pack developed for Jira. It is a Jira Dashboard that helps IT managers to look at health of their IT operations. The dashboard is built into different sections called Process Overview that gives you a general idea or overview of what's happening in the processes. Process Explorer that tells you what path or how the process actually progress through different statuses. Defect Summary give you a summary of what happened in your IT operations and general data relating to your operations today. Another view by different severity. Throughput time will basically tells you the performance of the team, where this is actually a very important element for IT operations or R&D engineering team. And also quality, which is reopen defects. Now, if you actually go into process overview, it will actually tells you, typically how many cases that being started a day, the number of activity that's basically related to these processes, and also defect trending across different times, right? Whether is there a spike in terms of the number of defect being created. And here, if you scroll it down, you'll be able to see the average throughput time, which is the general performance of the team. Now, if you actually goes into Process Explorer, it will actually show you a typical path for Jira users, or you can actually call a typical path for a defect. Now, if you can see here, typically if a defect is being logged into Jira, it goes through various stages. The first one it will go through will be to do. It will later be marked into in progress when the ticket is actually being assigned into a team member to work on. Once the team member has already completed the work, you actually move the status into in review. This is where the stages where the testing will happen. So once the testing is completed, the cases will basically be moved or marked as done, or in other words, completed. Now, by having this Process Explorer, it's actually very important where it will actually show you a typical happy path, which is the path that I mentioned from process start to do, in progress, in review to done. And not only that, under Process Explorer will also show you, or it actually allows you to easily detect different process iterations, or even anomaly, right? If you can see some of the cases here actually will skip the testing process, and some cases actually will fail their testing and move back to other statuses. So Process Explorer will be able to give you a very good idea of what happened in your IT operations, how's your conformance of your process, and whether is there a need for improvements from a process point of view. Now, if we move on in terms of a dashboard for IT operations, this is a place where you get the summary of cases, basically, or the health of your IT operations today. It actually categorizes cases into various stages, which is clearly seen. And here you'll be able to notice whether do you have general users that create a lot more issues. For example, for this case, Betty, if you actually notice, Betty will create more defect tickets as compared to other users. So what does this tell us? Potentially, does this mean that Betty will require more training to be given to Betty? Or the defect raised by Betty is actually a genuine issues, right? So it's something that to be analyzed further. And also from this screen, you'll be able to tell the workload of the team members easily. So in this section here, immediately you'll be able to tell Linda and Mary is actually having lesser workload as compared to other team members. So typically what happens is that for most IT managers or R&D engineering managers, what they will do is that whenever this imbalanced workload happens, they will actually try to reassign the tickets to some of these team members so that they can offload some other team members. If you look at it from a different perspective, this screen will also show you the defects based on the severity. From here, it's also very easy to tell if there's a spike in terms of number of tickets, simply because there might be a release that's recently being deployed that has quality issues that will trigger a spike in the number of defects. So some of these things we'll be able to pinpoint through this screen over here. And this screen also allows you to further look into individual cases if it's required, with the case ID being shown. Now the other aspect for IT operations is also throughput. Right? Throughput time is important to monitor how tickets progress through different statuses and also tell how good the team is performing. So throughput time gives you KPI information in a single view with response to resolution clearly outlined. Now lastly, quality is also very important for each IT operations or R&D engineering team. So these quality management tools is actually built in to monitor reopen defects to pinpoint any quality fallout. And you can also drill down these reopen defects using the Process Explorer that's available here with the case ID. So with all this capability in the solution pack, it will definitely ease and provide a very good insight into an IT operations and help to evolve and continuously improve over time to achieve operation excellence. Thank you.